Hi everyone, this is a pick a card reading for you and them, what is really going on. So we are going to have a look and see what is basically what's going on here, and what can I let you know, what can I tell you, perhaps also what's going to happen, things like that. So yes, choose your group, whichever one you are most drawn to. We have three beautiful piles here. We've got group 1 with the key, we've got group 2 with the timer, and group 3 with this bird. I believe it's a swallow. Correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, the timestamps will be in the description box below. You can check it out there, and then you can click on it, watch your reading. So that is what we have here, and I just wanted to mention as well, if you would like to win a free reading with me, check out the description box below, since I do a giveaway every single month. If you would like to purchase a private paid reading, those are also down below as well. They're done within 24 to 48 hours. And the last thing I want to mention is my Etsy store is on, well, it's on Etsy, and the link is down below. On there's intention manifesting items such as handmade bracelets, necklaces, anklets, pom-poms, tassels, embroidered cards, which you can put under your pillow, your wallet, or your purse. Everything is meditated with and saged. You can check out the review section to see how other people have seen results with these items. There's also face masks, crystals, divination charms, coins, pendulums, cloths, bowls, etc. from me to you. So yes, everything is linked down below. So we're going to start first of all with group number 1, and then we will move on to the other groups. So I'm just going to move this back slightly, and we'll just move these other groups to the side as well. Okay. Oops. All right, let's have a look and see. I'm gonna do that. There we go. All right, group number 1. Let's have a look and see you and them, what is really going on and what information I can give you. You have chosen here the key. So let's see what the key is holding here with this deck. Okay, so first of all, we're going to look into the tarot cards. I'm going to put the key right there. Let's have a look and see. You and them, what's really going on? What is really going on here? Sorry, my hair is just kind of in my face, so I'm just like pushing it out of the way. You and them, what's really going on? Okay. So we have got here the Three of Wands. If you look at that Three of Wands, you see this path sort of emerging. So some of you are really wondering where you stand with this person. That's what's going on. You're wondering, some of you may be waiting, some of you may be very optimistic and hopeful for whatever the future holds. That's really what's going on, is there is some wondering, waiting, contemplating, pondering, thinking if this is the right path, thinking if this is a path you should go down. There's also this energy of hope and optimism that's coming through, especially with the sun in the background. There's like this light that's just kind of peeking through. And that's what's happening. So, Three of Wands is also known to be quite a significant card about waiting. So do keep that in mind. And then you've also got here as well the Two of Wands. So the 2 and the 3 here is quite significant, because this is about looking out into the world and thinking, okay, is this really the right thing for me? And also thinking, okay, is this the only person I could be with? Is this... There's a lot of wondering. So I feel that some of you might be thinking, is this really the right person? That's essentially what's happening. I mean, a lot of you do know that this is the right person, I will say that, but sometimes you are not getting as much clarity from this person, and that's the thing that's kind of making you second guess things. I feel like a lot of you do have feelings for this person, for sure, but you might be feeling like you're not getting as much back in return, and that is what's making you question things. Okay, so keep that in mind. I do feel like you have feelings for this person. Yeah, look at that. 9 of Wands is about wondering, pondering, contemplating, trying to figure out where you stand, what's going on. It literally does speak volumes. It's the same thing that has basically come through, but in the form of sort of like another card, even though the cards are very different, but very similar message. And you've got a lot of wands here, so a lot of fire energy. So the way I'm doing this spread is we're looking into your side and then we're looking into their side and the outcome. So that's how it's happening. So I'm taking this top card for you. This is going to be their card. Okay. And this is also how I read a lot of my, like, the zodiac sign readings that I do for the month as well. So then we have the Ten of Wands. You've got a lot of fire on your side. See, the Ten of Wands here is you feeling like you're carrying the weight of this connection, feeling like it's a lot to deal with, feeling like, okay, is this person really caring about me? Is this really going to work out? What's going to happen? How's it going to happen? Where's it going to lead? How's it going to progress? A lot of you are feeling very drained, and a lot of you are feeling like, is this person, because for some of you, you don't have contact with this person. So essentially what's happening is, for those of you that don't have contact with this person, you're thinking, is this person going to come forward? Am I just waiting in vain? Or am I waiting because something's going to happen? Now, I always recommend never waiting. What I was going to say is I don't recommend waiting, but you know, it's kind of phrased differently, but it's the same thing. I say don't wait, focus on you, do you, put energy by your side. That will help you. It will help you to also feel better moving forward. It helps things all the way around, including your energy, including the law of attraction. Sometimes we have to surrender, sometimes we have to let go in order for things to really fall into place. When we hold on, it can do more damage to ourselves, and it can also slow things down. So what I'm saying here is that the Ten of Wands, you're carrying the weight. You know, you really are. You're carrying the weight. You're wondering, you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, okay, what now? Now, on their side, what we see here is the Page of Wands. Okay, so let's continue on. You've got a lot of fire energy for sure. Four of Wands, again, more fire. Okay. More fire. Look at that. Fire, fire. Both sides. So you've got the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Now, the interesting thing here is that I do feel that this person cares about you, okay? Because we're looking at you and them. We're not looking at, you know, them thinking about someone else. You know, this is about you and them. So this is you towards them and them towards you. That, you know, I just thought I'd clarify that. So the Page of Wands here shows that they feel very attracted to you, but there is a slight amount of immaturity. Okay, so immaturity is something that people can grow out of. Some people are just born to be mature, and then they also grow and just, you know, become more mature as time goes by. Some people are very immature even when they're older. So immaturity has nothing to do with age, but it's more so also about life experience, how they handle things, things like that. Also, you know, things they've learned from their childhood. The Page of Wands definitely does go to show that they're a younger soul. So what that essentially does mean is that there is a really, really powerful vibe and a very, very powerful energy, which is pointing to them having had less past lifetimes and life experience, right? So you are able to understand things a lot more. You have much more, dare I say, resilience. Is that the right word to use? I want to make sure I use really the right word for this. They are much more of an explorer in the sense that they learn through their lessons. They learn through experience. You are much more aware and mature and cautious, if that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense in that sense. So there's someone that sort of needs to know through lessons the mistakes they're making, right? Which can also indicate the mistakes they've made towards you, because I do feel like they may have made some mistakes here. And that is really what is making them learn how to handle things better in this connection, how to be a better person, how to treat you with more respect, things like that. Now, the Four of Wands is also super, super significant and very important because it goes to show here they feel super connected to you. Now, what I pick up between you and them is a twin flame connection. The Four of Wands here is also known to be like a twin flame card. It's also about mirroring one another in many ways. So I know that the two of you may not necessarily be mirroring one another because it looks very different on the cards, but actually there's a lot of similarities. You've got a lot of fire energy, which is being mirrored. The other thing here is that they really do like you. And the way in which they're acting in regards to how they like you is very different to how you are acting to how you like them, right? So you both like each other, but you're more so in this sort of overthinking mode, pondering, wondering, contemplating, waiting perhaps, and they are more so kind of just thinking about you, but also doing the things that they want to do. Not saying that you're not doing those things, but they're a younger soul, so you know what I mean? Like they make mistakes and then they learn from them, and that's the kind of thing. I don't see you committing as many mistakes sometimes as they do in order to learn things. I really hope that this comes across and makes a lot of sense, you know? And then we also have the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is super, super significant because this again is that sort of energy of them being in the right path, them also learning a lot of lessons, them also connecting to the divine self. The divine connection is being protected. And then the Eight of Wands here really shows that they do want things to move forward, but they want it to move forward at their own pace. So it's like they want to control the pace, right? Which is something that we're seeing. And the Ace of Wands here is a really, really powerful energy of them essentially just wanting things to be the way that they want it to be. They feel a lot of attraction, a lot of chemistry towards you. But it's almost like they need to do it at their own time. So that's something that I do see here, which is quite significant, and that's what I feel is going on here. So let's go to the rest of what we have here, some more messages. These are going to be messages, I think, in regards to the outcome and the spirit guides. See how many is that? Okay, there we go. Get those. Okay, so there's an extra one here. Oh, there's a couple of extras. Okay, so got the Ace of Pentacles here. So I do feel very much so between the two of you that there can be commitment, okay? And we've also got the Key, which also represents commitment as well. So actually that does make a lot of sense. There can be commitment in terms of the outcome. And right now what's happening can be very different to the actual outcome itself. We've also got here the King and the Queen of Pentacles. So again, this shows commitment, stability, the home environment, doing things, you know, for one another, with one another, being around one another, and obviously, you know, really having that respect towards one another, and of course them growing and maturing as well. So that's what we have there in terms of the outcome. We do also have this Six of Swords, which actually was one of the first cards that actually did come out. So Six of Swords here is about emotionally taking yourself to a better place. So that's really what is happening and what is going on in this connection right now, is that, you know, they're kind of just trying to do their own thing. In many ways, you are, you know, you're wanting more, I feel, in this connection, but at the same time, in the future, what I do see is that both of you will take yourself to an emotionally better place, which is union towards one another, especially with the Queen and the King of Pentacles. So that's what the Six of Swords is about. It's about a journey that takes you to an emotionally safer place, and once they grow and mature, it naturally leads them to you. What I would say on your side is take care of you, put yourself first, look after yourself. It's going to help you, it's going to help the connection, it's going to help things overall. So it's really best for you to do that for yourself. Got the Eight of Pentacles here. So Eight of Pentacles is working hard in this connection. You know, I feel like you're working hard right now, but they may not be giving you, you know, as much in terms of energy. Like you still have to wonder where you're, you know, what's going on. Yes, they do feel a lot towards you, but I feel like a lot of this they keep to themselves, right? Which is what makes you sort of ponder and contemplate things. In the future, they will work hard and sort of let you know exactly where you do stand with them, so that you're not questioning it all the time. And then you have here the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords here is definitely an energy here of sometimes feeling conflicted. But what Spirit Guides here is saying is that, you know, the other thing is fives in tarot do indicate change. So right now you may feel like the Five of Swords. You may feel like things are just, you know, not quite working out. Look at this person, you know, they're looking back, and it's you know, it's a difficult situation, but it's one that can change, especially with healing, especially with more maturity on their side as well. Things can progress because you go from the Five of Swords to the Six of Swords, which is about emotionally taking yourself to a better place and kind of, you know, focusing on yourself, which actually allows them to be spiritually triggered because there is a twin flame connection. And remember, when there is a twin flame connection, the other person can be spiritually very triggered to do more towards you, to come forward towards you, to progress towards you, and to give you basically more in terms of that, which can help you, which can help the connection. And then the more you help yourself, the more they are triggered to come towards you, and that can really allow union to happen. So that's what I'm seeing here. So it's a twin flame connection. That's really, really interesting. I mean, if some of you are watching this and you know that the person is not a twin flame, what I will say is that for majority of you, it is a twin flame connection. But you know, you may even have a soulmate connection with this person, but it feels like a twin flame connection. But for majority of you, it is a twin flame connection. So just thought I'd mention that, because sometimes general readings can really resonate, and there can be like one thing that's just like, oh, like that is a bit, you know, strange. So you know, don't force it upon yourself if you feel like, no, actually, you know, I don't feel like it's a twin flame connection. I'm just saying that, you know, that's what I see. General readings are, you know, they are at times very, very accurate, I will say, but, you know, there can be a few things here and there that perhaps sometimes are not 100%, but, you know, it really, the overall part of it here is that this is the dynamic, you know, and that's the bit that should somehow make sense. So that's what we've got there. Let's go to the charms and the letters now. Okay, let's go charms. Oh, we've got quite a few here, and the letters. Letters can be their initials. It can also spell out words that relate to the reading. So it's pretty much all I could pick up. So that's what we went with. We got a H, a U, an A. Oh, another H. Wow, we got some repeating letters here. Another U as well. And a C. All right, so that's what we've got there. And then you've also got here from the charms. The charms also do have a few letters in there. You've got a K, a P, and a Z. And then we've got here live in the moment. So that's really important, right? Live in the moment, do things for yourself, find happiness and joy in regards to the things that you're doing for yourself. I think that's really, really important. You know, the more you are trying to go after other things, the more you're thinking about them, the more it can keep them stagnant and stuck. Because, you know, in certain connections, what can happen, especially in spiritual connections, is the more you are thinking about them, the more it can keep things quite slow and stagnant. It might not really move things along as quickly as you would like it to be, or as quickly as you would hope for it to be. You know, it can really slow things down quite a bit. So that is just something to, for sure, keep in mind in regards to that. The other thing as well that I think is, you know, quite significant and also very, very important is definitely this really powerful and very, very potent energy, which is when you are living in the present, you are enjoying all the fruits that the universe is giving you at this present time. And when you do that, you're acknowledging to the universe that, you know, there's a sense of gratitude. When we are sort of pondering upon things that are not quite perfect or not quite right, you know, there's this energy of wanting. And oftentimes the universe doesn't always give us things when we want it, right? We get things from the universe often when the universe is thinking, okay, you know, we're in a bit more of a peaceful state of mind. We're not depending on that particular thing to happen. So that's something to keep in mind as well, is that shifting your energy and your focus towards yourself really does help things all the way around, and also does make you feel, what I want to say is much better. So that is definitely something to keep in mind in that sense. So yeah, that's the main thing that I really do pick up on here. All right, so let's see what the other charms are. We've got the heart here as well. So they do have feelings towards you. I just feel like they keep a lot of their feelings towards themselves. So you've got here also the blue crystal. This reminds me of like the throat chakra. You know, I think you're much more crystal clear with how you communicate. They don't do it as much, but I think as time goes by, they can definitely be much more open. This is the sacral chakra peg, as I like to call it. It represents sacral chakra, which is about them feeling very, very intimate towards you in the sense that they physically do fantasize and dream about you, and you know, whether they want to or not, it just happens. They think about you in a very intimate way, and that is what does happen. So that is, you know, that's part of the energies that I really do pick up on in many ways, is that they do have a lot of very strong feelings towards you, and they feel really, really connected towards you in many ways, and it's something that they just can't hide away from, run away from, walk away from. You know, it's there, the physical aspect. They find you very, very attractive. They also do find you, in terms of inner beauty, very attractive, but I think because they're a bit of a younger soul, they can sometimes feel like, whoa, that's a lot, you know. It's something that they will learn to grow into. You've got here is this a helm? You know, boats, they have these. You know, this is about sort of steering and maneuvering things. I mean, they're trying in their own way. Is it enough for you? Probably not, but they're trying. We got here butterfly, which shows transformation will take place. We've got the flower, which is also about transformation, you know, things flourishing. You've got dragonfly, which is also about transformation. And again, you know, spreading those wings and flying and actually not feeling tied down and weighted down, especially with the Ten of Wands. You've got here leaves, which also signifies growth. Make a wish, so you are wishing for things to change and wishing for things to progress. And the monkey here, you know, the monkey is cheeky, the monkey is playful. I feel like this is their energy, you know, they're kind of just like living day to day, like how they want to live and what they want to do. They're a younger soul for sure from what comes through here, and they're just learning as they go day to day. That's the main thing that I really do pick up here in this reading. So group number 1, this is your reading. I really hope that this made sense, resonated with you. If it does, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items, which are on Etsy, and definitely do take care as well. Alright, so we are going to now take these away. Oops, that didn't work out too well. There we go, and let's put these in here. They're all just falling out of the tub. They don't want to stay in the tub today. The charms are like, let us be free, please. Let us be free. Okay, let's take this away, and then we'll go to the next group. All right, group number 2, you and them. What is going on, right? So let's have a look and see what is going on here in this situation. Okay, so I'm going to just put this little timer, which is what you have chosen. This is the group you've chosen. I'm just going to put it right here. And we are going to see you and them, what's going on. So let's have a look and see, first of all, you to them. Okay, and then we will look at them to you. So basically how, okay, I'll just do it as we go along, because it might confuse you if I sit here and explain just exactly how it's all going to work. Okay, so first of all, we are going to look as to what is going on in regards to the connection, how you feel about them, how they feel about you, and then overall what's going on, potential outcome. Okay, so yeah, I'll go through it as we go along. So the first card here is the Queen of Cups, and you've got the Queen of Wands, and this card flipped over. We'll use that for the other side. So these are your cards. We do have an extra card here, so we'll take it. Okay, so the Queen of Wands here shows that you feel very, very attracted to this person. You have a lot of attraction towards them. You feel like they have a wonderful personality. You just feel very connected to them, even with the Queen of Cups, which actually was the first card that came out. The Queen of Cups here is about feeling emotionally very, very connected. In a way, this is also about emotional attachment and feeling very, very close to your person. So that's essentially what's happening, is that they make you feel like a better version of yourself. They have taught you a lot, you've learned a lot from them, you have grown a lot from this particular connection from what I see. You feel very, very connected to them on a mental level, emotional level, and a spiritual level. Okay, so this is you to them. We will have a look at them to you, okay, so that will really signify like you and them, what's going on. And then we've got here the Ten of Cups. We also have here the Ace of Cups. And we have also got the Fool as well. All right, so in many ways, you feel like this person can sometimes be quite spontaneous. Sometimes you're not really sure. You know, at times I feel that you're not really sure sometimes as to how serious they are, because, you know, the Fool is a very young energy from what comes through, and the Fool being a very young energy can also sometimes indicate, you know, immaturity and feeling like, okay, like this person's kind of just always doing their own thing, like are they committed, are they consistent? That can definitely raise some eyebrows in your own vibe, even though you feel super connected to them and you feel like, wow, like this person is different, but in a good way. You feel like, okay, like how serious are they? there's a sense of loyalty. You know, you do feel like this person does care about you, but you do also sometimes question little aspects of little things. Okay, not like huge things, but little things you do question. The Ten of Cups here shows that you really do like this person. Many of you can envision a future with this person, which is really, really interesting. You can also envision a family with them. Some of you may also be with them in that sense, but I do feel here that the Ace of Cups here does show that you have a lot of love towards them, and you feel so much for them. You really do consider them, this is interesting, like a part of you in many ways. So that's you to them. Let's have a look and see how they feel towards you. So we've got here the Two of Cups. Okay, so they do have love towards you. Okay, that's really interesting. Let's continue on. Hanged Man, which is ruled by Neptune. The Hanged Man, should I say? The Hanged Man. Let's put that there because we've got an extra card here as well. Usually I do a 12 card spread, but I think we're getting 5s here, so it's really interesting. We've got here the Sun, Six of Swords, actually, you know, Two of Swords, and then the Six of Swords here. Really, really beautiful illustrations on this deck. Okay, so here's really what's happening between you and them, and then we will look at sort of like the outcome and additional messages. The Two of Cups here is an energy where they feel super, super connected to them, so connected to you. So how you feel, oh my god, I can't even speak. How you feel connected to them, they feel connected to you. All right. It's just that I feel like they are someone that keeps their feelings a lot more inside of them. So they may not be as expressive as you are, or they may not always feel as much attachment as you do, because the Hanged Man is this sort of energy of just kind of being still, sometimes not doing so much, being at a pause, you know, sometimes kind of being in their own energy, sometimes a little bit defensive, perhaps not telling you exactly how they do feel towards you and things like that. And the Six of Swords, sometimes emotionally taking themselves to a safer space and not always expressing everything. And this can be the result of baggage, things that they've carried on from a past relationship, their childhood, friendships, how they have sometimes felt invisible, unheard, unseen. These are things that they carry from the past that I am picking up on here. So do keep that in mind, is that this can be to do with certain issues and challenges from the past that they have faced and felt, which can sometimes make you feel like, you know, with this Fool, do they care? Even though you feel super connected to them and they feel connected to you, they may not always be able to express things the way that you desire for them to express things to you. And then the Sun here is beautiful because it shows just how much they are connected to you. They also feel very lucky in the sense that they feel like you are someone that really allows them to grow, to have become a better person, a stronger person. They feel like you have brought a lot of happiness to them. Sorry, the device is also overheating. If you can hear the fan, I really do apologise. Like sometimes it just gets triggered on its own, but it should stop at some point. So it should, you know, in a couple of minutes, it should just not make any noise. But the Sun here shows that they feel like you're super, super lucky, very positive, very kind, that you've got a lot of self-confidence, self-acceptance, that you are a really good person at heart. And even if you do struggle with some of those things, this is how they see you, right? Not necessarily how you see yourself, because how you see yourself, people can see you differently to that. So, you know, the Sun is beautiful. It really does indicate a lot of positivity, a lot of good energy, and just a good vibe, you know, really, really good vibe overall, which I think is beautiful. I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. It's definitely something that is positive for sure. And, you know, the Two of Swords here can show at times that they can be defensive and sometimes, you know, bring up this wall. But ultimately, they do have a lot of very strong feelings towards you. They just need time to be able to heal from some of these things from their childhood, some of the things from their past, which does sometimes keep them stuck. So do keep that in mind, is that sometimes they do feel stuck. They feel like they just can't, you know, get through certain things. And that is just because of how they do feel and how they deal with certain things and certain challenges, and how they have also been brought up. So that's really what's going on in this connection, is the two of you do feel connected to one another. You're much more understanding, much more mature. They have dealt with things in their past that sort of keeps them from coming forward completely, which can sometimes just feel very difficult, very challenging, and at times even, you know, sometimes frustrating. So Yeah, keep that in mind. Let's now go to the outcome and additional messages that we have, and then we will also do a charm reading as well. Okay. So we got the Magician here, so this is Mercury energy, which goes to show that they will communicate their thoughts to you eventually. I know I say eventually, but eventually they will. See, we've got the timer here as well, which shows, you know, this energy here of patience. Like, I don't say waiting, I say patience. When you are patient, you're kind of like doing other things, getting other things done as well, focusing on yourself and letting them just come to you, you know, in time. So what I really feel here is that they do need a little bit of time, but I do feel like they will be much more open as time goes by, much more communicative, much more open, much more consistent as well. That's another word that comes through. We have here the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is about teamwork and collaboration. So there can be much more conversation between the two of you. There can be much more thought, much more of a process where they are much more open towards you, understanding towards you, and progressive towards you as well. See, the Three of Swords is the stuff that they've been healing from. I don't necessarily feel that this person is going to cause heartbreak in you, because I don't see that. But see, these two cards actually work together. So the Seven of Pentacles is about reflection, right? Reflecting, should I say, reflecting based on how much they have grown, what they have learnt, how far they have gone. That is what I'm seeing here, right? And the Three of Swords here is about the pain from their past. So perhaps it was a previous relationship, can be also childhood trauma, the way that they've been treated, where they may have felt invisible, unheard and unseen, or just not very respected, or been through a very difficult childhood. They're really thinking about how much they've grown, and also they will be reflecting on how much you have really taught them throughout this pain. And that, I think, is really going to make them understand that they really don't want to go in another direction. They don't want to go towards anyone else. And that's really what I do see here with this Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is the pain that they still carry with them, right? It's this baggage that we spoke about. The Three of Swords is the pain that they carry through. It's not the pain that I feel that they're going to cause within you. It's the pain that they have within themselves. And that's what comes through here, and them wanting to really work through things, you know, because the Three of Pentacles is about working through things, making things come together and allowing things to be much, much better, especially with the Mercury energy, you know, very, very strong in terms of making things happen, communicating, being open, being progressive, and just allowing things to be as smooth as possible, as progressive as possible as well. And that is really a very, very strong energy that we do see coming through here, which I think is obviously just really significant, very important. Yeah, really, really important, I would say, actually. So that is pretty much what we do have there. So what I'm now going to do is we are going to go to the charms and see what the charms are holding for us, what information they have. Okay. I hope the fan isn't really bugging anyone. It is overheating, but it does it really randomly, but it has become a little bit quieter from what I can tell. So, okay, so we go to the charms. The charms can be your initials, their initials. It can also spell out words as well. So keep an eye out, see how it makes sense to you. J, S, Z, B, I, C, N, A, and a Q. Alright, so those are your letters. Let's now go to the charms and see what's coming through. Okay, we've got quite a bit. Got a B and a C. So that's what I mean as well. They've learnt so much from you. You've literally got here A, B, and C. The B and the C really reminded me of that, and then we've literally just got it here anyway, so that's pretty impressive. You've got the star here. Obviously, you know, the star you find on phones as well and things like that. Fully aware. It's called an asterisk. Oh my goodness, wow, can't even say that word. We find it also on our computers and headphones. But, you know, this is really interesting because I really feel in many ways that the star here represents hope, also represents healing. You know, it really represents that they want to feel better, they want to get better, they want to progress, right? They want to find happiness. That's what I see here, especially with this butterfly on here as well with the flowers, right? It's about growth, it's about transformation, it's about spreading their wings, not holding on to all of this hurt, instead letting go, right? Once a caterpillar goes into a cocoon, sure, it can feel really comfortable in that cocoon, but the thing is, the caterpillar turns into a butterfly in the cocoon, right? The butterfly is no longer going to be comfortable in that cocoon because the butterfly's outgrown the cocoon. Very similar when people go through sort of healing is that there's only so much you can still hold on to things, right? Until you kind of explode or the volcano explodes, there's only so much that can be held in. And that's the thing that I see is that, you know, healing is very, very natural. That transformation will happen. They will, you know, have their wings and they will grow. They're not going to be stuck in the same kind of situation forever. That's the thing, is that growth will happen. Then you've got here the green crystal here, which also represents the heart chakra. They do have love towards you, which is something that I do want to mention. See, this is also about faith. Okay, so they do have their own values, they do have faith, they do want to progress things along, they do want things to, you know, really come together in a very, very strong way. They just need a little bit of time, they need to get themselves together. There is healing that is also necessary, which is also a huge part of, you know, what we do see overall. But I do feel like they, you know, they want to get themselves together, they want to feel good, they want to feel happy, they want to feel that things can happen, you know, in a very progressive way. And that's what we see there. We also have here this clear quartz crystal, even though it's not 100% clear, so it's a little bit foggy. And that's interesting because, you know, they still feel a little bit like, okay, things are a little bit foggy, things are a little bit all over the place. But ultimately what's happening is that the fog over time is going to clear. And that's what I see, right? If they're not so good at communication, which some of them may not be, it's like the communication will get better over the course of time. And also as they are learning and growing and healing. The biggest thing here that I see here is the process in which they're going to be healing, right? That's going to help them to progress further. We also have this little dummy as well. So again, like I mentioned, you may be envisioning a family with them. You may be thinking about, you know, a child with them or children with them. Some of you may also have a child with them. Just, you know, I'm just saying it's going to be different. You know, that particular context in that sense could be different. We always spell out the word baby as well, like almost, you know, B-A-B. We haven't got the Y, but almost, very, very close. And then we have got here this little ring which says perhaps love, perhaps love. So there is love there, which I am seeing. I know it says perhaps, but you know, you might be thinking like, I wonder how serious they are. I wonder how committed they will be. I wonder how much they actually do care, right? So there's definitely should I say, that thought as well. Thinking of like, you know, how much is it? And then we also have here this key which shows that I do feel that eventually they can very much so commit. We also have these two dolphins. How adorable is this? Signifies intimacy, signifies playfulness, signifies the fact that they do want things to progress with you. You know, they want to be in sync with you. They want to make things happen. They do want to progress with you. And we've also got this little flamingo, which is super, super precious. You know, this is about personality. It's about they like the fact that they like how you walk and talk. Okay, they like the fact that you are you at the end of the day, and they wouldn't necessarily want to change you. That's something I see. I think a lot of their inconsistency or troubles really do stem from things in their childhood, not necessarily you. So definitely do keep that in mind as well. I don't feel that it is you. I definitely feel that it's their struggles and their challenges, other things that they've been through that really does cause a lot of this within themselves. And, you know, perhaps even with you, you might be thinking like, oh my God, like there's a lot going on with this person. Like it's intense, it's overwhelming at times. But that's ultimately the biggest thing that we do see here. So yeah, group number two, that is your reading. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you do subscribe, please click on that little bell notification as well. And then, yeah, there's, you know, all the information for private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items, which are on Etsy as well. So do check those out if you are interested. And yeah, everything was outlined in the reading, so I think we're pretty much good with that. So yeah, that is your reading. Take care, everyone, and I hope to see you soon if you choose to come back. All right, take care. Okay, cool. So let's take away these letters. I'm going to do 3 at a time, like this. Okay, and let's take these away. And the fan is still making noise. Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to deal with it for this reading, this video. Let's take these away. Ooh, the swallow bird. Okay. I almost dropped it as well. That would have made such a loud noise. Group number 3, let's have a look and see you and them, what is going on. I just want to say as well, actually, the device, the fan, is actually overworking itself, so if you can hear it slightly in the background, I do apologise. It shouldn't be too loud, but yeah, I do apologise about that. It just kind of turned on. Usually after a couple of minutes it just stops, but I don't know, it has a mind of its own today. Okay, so you've chosen this beautiful swallow bird, which actually looks really, really dusty in some places, but it's not actually dust, it's just the colouring of it that has like come off. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that because it does look super, super dusty, but it's actually not dusty at all. So you have chosen the swallow bird, and we are going to have a look at what's going on here between you and them. So the deck I'm using, and we are going to get started. So first of all, let's have a look at, you towards them towards you after that, and then we'll have a look at sort of outcome and additional messages, and that will basically conclude as to you and them, what's going on, right? So let's have a look, you to them. 4 of Swords. Oh, almost knocked over the 2 Sphinx. Well, one of the 2 Sphinx, right? They're very strong, can't knock them down. No matter what you do, you just can't knock them down. Okay, so we've got the 4 of Swords. Now the 4 of Swords is interesting. 4 of Swords is about rest. It's about being patient. It's about giving time, and that's what I see here, is that you're kind of just giving time to this person. You're like, okay, I'll give you some time. Let's see what happens. It's that kind of a vibe. I know the 4 of Swords looks really dramatic, but the actual 4 of Swords card, 4 of Swords meaning, is not so dramatic. So I just thought I'd mention that. I mean, to be honest, all the illustrations on this deck are quite, dramatic and interesting and colourful. So just keep that in mind. It's the style of this deck. I know some of you, especially if you're new, you might look at the 4 of Swords and be like, oh my god, what does that mean? But yeah, it's actually a card about rest and retreat and giving space and time and sort of focusing on yourself and things like that. But I do see here that towards the other person is that you're giving yourself time, and you're giving them time to kind of get themselves together. You also have here the Hierophant as well. The Hierophant is definitely a very, very strong energy about time and sort of being patient. That's the main thing here. The Hierophant also represents that this person can be someone that you have a lot of interest towards, but they also can be a little bit stubborn sometimes, because the Hierophant energy is Taurus energy. Taurus energy can be stubborn, so do keep that in mind, is that you kind of feel at times like you just have to kind of wait on this person and you have to do things their way. So that's something that I do pick up here. We also have the Emperor and the Empress. So yes, you do have very, very strong feelings towards this person. You feel like they are potentially your counterpart. For some of you, they may be your counterpart, right? But yeah, I feel like you're just being patient with this person. You're giving them time and space. You really do care about them. Many of you, actually for a lot of you, almost all of you, you love this person, and that's what's coming through here. You've got the Venus energy with the Empress. The Emperor here has this Aries energy, so you're feeling very attached to this person. You feel like they are your person, and ultimately I feel like you just don't want to lose them. Okay, a lot of you don't want to lose them. That's what we see here, because the Hierophant is about long term. It's also about commitment, which is what many of you do want here, and you just want to give them essentially time, benefit of the doubt. You want to give them time, you want to give them space, you want to give them that energy, and that's the biggest thing that I do see here, is that you just want to give them time and space, and that's what I see. So that is also what we do have right here, which I think is pretty significant. yeah, you find this person very, very attractive. At times you may also find that they're a little bit detached, like you may not know always what they're thinking or doing or saying. You may feel like, oh, I'm not really sure what they're up to or how they are. You know, you may feel like you just don't know sometimes, you know. So that is something we're seeing there. Let's now go to them towards you. Okay. Wow, these cards, they don't really stay very well in comparison to the other cards that like literally stay like literally almost glued to the table. That's okay. So we will have a look here. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. We've also got the 9 and the 8 of Pentacles, so they come out consecutively. I have actually shuffled this deck before, so you know it's not like it's never been used or anything. Got the 9 of Pentacles, because you know sometimes when they come out consecutively, people do ask, but that's not the case. It just comes out like that. So you've got the 8 of Pentacles, and then you've also got here the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, look at that. Illustrations are quite something. They're very interesting, very unique, very, very colourful actually, very eye-catching. So you've got two 10s here. You've got the 10 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. So yes, this person does need time from what I can see here. I do feel like this person really respects the fact that you're able to give them time and space and be patient. That is something that they really do value. Even if they don't necessarily say it or speak it, they really do like that. And the 8 of Pentacles here also shows that they know and they really want to, over the course of time, put in way more effort and do a lot more towards you. That's something I see. This person really does like your character, how you are as a person, how kind, caring, respectful you are. The 10 of Pentacles here shows that they also do think about a future. The only thing here is that when they think about a future, they think about the money aspect of things, they think about the financial side of things, they think about the day-to-day side of things. Not that you don't think about those aspects, but they think more about sort of the everyday aspects, whereas you might be thinking more about sort of the partnership and the love and the chemistry and the attraction. They really do get quite sometimes overwhelmed by, you know, how would the future be like, you know, what would the careers be like, how can we support one another, you know, financially, how will things be, family-wise, you know, this and that, and it just is a lot for them, and it's something that they do try and think a lot about in that sense as well, where they try and like figure it all out, you know what I mean? So the 10 of Pentacles here is really that very, very potent and powerful energy where they do think about family, they do think about future, but then they also do at times overwhelm themselves and think, okay, like what's going to happen now, what's going to happen next, how are things going to progress, are things going to progress, which direction are things going to go in, how can I make things better, how can I make things stronger, am I strong enough for this, you know, like they really do go through all of the notions of thinking, especially with the 9 of Pentacles, you know, thinking about their independence and their confidence and their own personal strength, to then thinking like, okay, like how can I make this connection work, how can I make things progress, you know, are things going to progress, so they think about things from all perspectives. That's something that I do see here, and that's why they can be slower, is because they want to make sure that they are ready. They want to make sure that they can take on board such a commitment, such an energy. For those of you that are actually with this person, you know, it's still something that they do think about, and that is something that I do see, is that they seem to be very logical in that aspect, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. They do think about a future here, but they also think about the logistics of it, like how is that, you know, going to move, how's the future going to, you know, happen, is there consistency to it, is there, you know, how's it going to basically move forward and progress. That's the basically the thing that I am seeing here, which is obviously pretty significant. You know, the 8 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles represents here the fact that they really do feel that you are a very progressive person, that you're also very stable within yourself. They do worry about themselves. That's the thing that I want to say here, is that they do from time to time worry about themselves. You may feel like, okay, well actually are they worrying about me? Like, they do worry about you, but they also do worry about themselves and how they can also match your energy, because they feel like you have got yourself together. You know what you want, you know how you are, you know how you do things. They worry about what they can do in the process of things, and that is something that they are quite serious about, right? Because they want to make sure that they are stable for the future and that they can also support you. They don't want you to be kind of on your own, right? And so that's why they can at times be a little bit quiet, and so the 4 of Swords here shows patience and peace, which you are able to give them, and that actually really just make them feel good, because they feel like you respect them and you respect their boundaries, you respect their energy, and that just makes them feel better. So, you know, the swallow bird is also known to be about peace and prosperity and freedom. And, you know, there's a real energy here where they feel like you are allowing them to be themselves. And they really do like that in many ways, because you are the kind of person that would tell this person if they're doing something wrong. And they actually do feel very protected in a way by you. Even if they may not show it, okay, they may feel like, oh, like, why are you telling me that I should be doing this or that? Or, you know, it's a constructive way. And to be honest, even with the strongest of strongest friendships, friends are never going to let, okay, I'll say this, true friends will never let you go down a path that they know is bad for you. Like, they will at some point speak up. You know, at first they may not, but I really do feel that true friends, true people that are really true to you, they will always want the best for you, you know, even if you don't see it at that time. Sometimes we know what's best, you know, that will be said, but they have really realized this over the course of time, is that the people around them sometimes don't really care so much about them. And then they have realized that you really do care about them, even if it's something constructive and you want the best for them, but they feel like, oh, you know, why are you saying that? You know, they do feel like it's because you want the best for them and you really do care about them and things like that, not because you're doing it out of spite or, you know, anything like that. So that's something that they've realized, is that you really do, you know, you really do care about them, and that is the thing that is really coming through very, very significantly in that sense. And that's something that's making them feel so much more at peace in regards to when they think about you. They think like, oh, okay, I can imagine, you know, a future here because you do care. And it's the same thing, you know, with children as well. You know, same thing. There is that you're going to constructively tell them something because you don't want them to get hurt, or you don't want them to go through, you know, difficult moments and things like that. Is that you will tell them, you know, if they do something wrong, or if they, you know, misbehave. You want to make sure that they just have, you know, a good, what do you call it? You want the best for them. That's it. That's ultimately it, right? You're not doing it in like a way to harm them or anything like that. You know, it's like, for example, when you know, a mother or father is telling the child, like, come in, you know, stop playing, come in, you have to eat. You know, it's because the mother or the father, they see what's best for the child, which is that they need to, you know, have energy, they need to eat food, right? They need that nutrition. They you know, even though they love seeing perhaps their child, you know, play and things like that, like they want the best for that child, even though the child might be like, no, I want to play more, you know, I really enjoy this. Ultimately, you know, it's about knowing what's best for the person as well at the same time, even if the other person doesn't necessarily agree. Do you know what I mean? So that's something that this person's picked up, is that you do understand what's best for them. And even if they are sometimes a little bit stubborn, which we did see, they're realizing that actually, you know what, that stubbornness is not necessarily going to be what gets them through the most difficult moments. It's going to be that sort of energy of moving through the difficult moments. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's continue on. But yeah, I actually do feel like some of their friends and some of the people around them have not been, sorry, there's a lot of cards that just came through, so I'm actually going to put them back into the pile. They feel like a lot of their friends and people around them have just not been so nice or kind or genuine to them, or have led them to have just been like, yes, do this, yes, do that, and always have been sort of enablers more so, and they've actually got into more trouble or more of an issue in that regard. And so they feel like, actually, you know what, you are wanting the best for them, and actually you're bringing much more peace to them in that sense, because what you say often does become true. So keep that in mind. Okay, let's have a look at the outcome and other messages from, you know, spirit guides, and then we'll do the charm reading. This one flipped over as well. Okay, we've got the Knight of Wands. And we've got the King of Wands. Interesting, fire, right? Fire energy, which is also about development and progression. So this is them coming towards you, but then this is them coming towards you in a bigger fashion, right? This is about progress, development, consistency, them literally coming towards you. So I do feel that there is a really, really powerful energy where they will be much more open, much more progressive, much more stronger towards you, wanting to know how to progress things, how to take things further, in which direction to go, which is something that we do see there. So this is about them really wanting to progress with you. Then you've got the Nine of Cups here, and you've also got the Seven of Pentacles. So the Nine of Cups is about a wish and actually that being fulfilled in many ways, because the Seven of Pentacles is about them thinking, wondering, pondering, contemplating as to how things could be, where things could go. But I do feel like they will take action, because the King of Wands is a real action taker. The King of Wands is not someone that just like sits there and doesn't do anything. The King of Wands is perhaps one of the most proactive cards in tarot, where action is being taken. And so if you need an action card, the Knight and the King of Wands are two that just speak volumes, right? So this is them taking action towards you, making things work with you, progressing towards you, and actually fulfilling this particular wish that can be progressing. The fan has stopped making noise. Finally, wow. I feel like it took at least half an hour for that to stop making noise, but there we go. And do you know what? Just as the fan stopped making noise, I just had a realization that if you look at these flowers, right, the cups are actually pouring water onto the flowers, allowing the flowers to grow. How beautiful is that, right? So that is about a wish fulfillment that is happening here, and them really wanting to do much more towards you with the Seven of Pentacles, allowing this connection to grow, right? Rather than cutting off all of the roses or the flowers, they're actually allowing the connection to flourish, to grow, to develop. Let's go to, that's beautiful. Let's go to the letters. So the letters can be their initials or your initials. It can also spell out words as well. So see how it resonates with you. You just shuffle these letters. Shuffle, jumble. Okay, there we go. Some that have fallen on the tables, and there's one that fell on the floor, so we will take those. Well, there's only one, so let me find it. There it is. It's an M. M, W. Okay, so got my as well. So they do really care about you. I don't feel like they're gonna completely let go here. Got the P, U, H, C. Some of you might even be thinking, why? Why is this person so slow? Got C, G, another Y. There we go, got my and Y. You got a Z, a G, another G. Got pug as well, which I think is interesting. And then you got an I as well, okay, there we go. So let's go to the letters. The charms. There we go. I literally called the letters at the beginning the charms, and I called the charms the letters. This is just where we're at today. But it's okay, it's okay. So we've got the I, another I, and then we've got here, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. So they do care about you. They really, really do. That they do have eyes for you, like they say. They've only really got eyes for you. You've got here the dummy as well. So they do think about a future. They do think about children, family. We've got the heart here. They do have love towards you, which we see there. And also they're wanting the connection to grow. This kind of reminds me of leaves. So it looks like the heart is actually like flowers, or leaves. And that's what we see here with this card, which I mentioned as well. We've got the tree here. So they do want this connection to grow and to progress, which actually is the Seven of Pentacles, right? Which is a card about growth and progress and reflection. Got here young and strong. Okay, so yeah, they really do want to progress this connection, if it's a young connection, or it's essentially about them, wanting to be young and strong in this connection, like wanting to make things happen, regardless of age. Got the balloon here, which is them letting go of certain things that are weighing this connection down, letting go of thoughts, energies, actually making things happen. This is an interesting charm. Someone did explain what this one was. Actually, this one is the Celtic cross. I've been told about this one, but this one, it kind of looks like what do you call it? Like an emblem. But what I will say is that this is about tradition, legacy. It's about making things come together, making things come to fruition, and really going with the flow rather than against it. And actually that makes a lot of sense here also with the swallow bird, right? It's about going with the flow, but also, you're giving this person time, and I think that they're really appreciating that energy overall, where you are giving them time, you are giving them space, and you're really allowing them to be themselves and to take care of themselves. And I think that that's really something that they do appreciate and really do care for, and they do like. So that's something that is definitely coming through right there, and I think it's a really beautiful, beautiful energy. And so that is literally what we do have right there. So this is your reading, group number 3. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items, which are on Etsy. So yeah, do check those out if you are interested. Also, if you do subscribe, please do click on the bell notification as well. That really does just make sure that my videos do go into your subscription box. And yeah, so that is pretty much your reading, and we've got a lot of information, right? You and them, what's going on, what's going to happen, lots and lots of interesting info, and that is pretty much what we do have there. So yeah, take care everyone, and I hope to see you soon if you choose to return back to the channel for, you know, another time or another reading. And yeah, I'll see you all very soon. Alright, so I'm just going to clear away the last group as well. I always love doing this on camera. I do it with all the groups, to be honest, so yeah, it's just very therapeutic. Okay, so let's take those away, put these in here. Take away these cards. Alright, take care everyone. Bye!